Good morning. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast, January 19th, 2019.
Today we're talking about a dude from Gearbox.
EA is canceling more Star Wars stuff.
Some Ghostbusters updates.
It's Spider-Man trailer.
And then a whole bunch of mixed other small tidbit news pieces.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony. Hey guys, there's a lot of 9s in today's date. There's like 2 9s.
There is 19 and 19.
Yeah. But it's
this will never happen again until
31.
Yeah, I guess 1,000 years away.
No, what is it?
Oh no, 100 years away.
Yeah, 100 years. Because it'll be 21/19, January 19th.
Hello, Sigma Goose.
Welcome.
And by everybody, we do mean you.
Everyone. Everyone is here.
You are everyone.
Everyone is here.
You're everyone, Sigma Goose.
Everyone. Everyone is here. Get it? Yeah. It's because everyone is here now. Everyone.
Do we have to like fight now and throw each other off the screen?
Piranha Plant's coming out real quick.
Is he?
Yeah, February. That's really quick. I totally forgot about Piranha Plant.
My code's in.
Oh yeah, I totally
ready.
I put that in like months ago.
Yeah. As soon as people were having problems getting the emails, I was like, "Where's my email?" And then I found it and I threw it in.
Yes, I did that exact same thing.
Brian had to send another thing in because
Yeah, he must have accidentally deleted it, or they didn't send it to him.
No, I think he found it, and it didn't work. It said it had already been used.
Cool.
And he's like, so he sent an email going like, I didn't use it.
That's weird.
Either way.
I would change his password.
Either way, we're here to talk about the news.
News that happened this week. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of things kind of dropped this week.
Yeah, nothing.
Surprisingly,
like it's some bigger stuff, obviously.
Some crazy stuff. Okay,
and then the end of it is very much like the end of our show is
more our speed.
Yeah, the end
stuff.
The end is very much a like then this and this and this happened. Ta-da!
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Cool. Let's start things off. So you brought this one to the table.
This one is okay. Got to preface this. I don't do a lot of research into lawyer stuff, into legal stuff.
Oh no, we know nothing about how.
We're total. The most I lawyer is Ace Attorney.
Yeah. Objection.
Take that.
I'm out. Hold on, like weird, awkward.
Yes, like in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yeah, so we don't know how to lawyer stuff very well. This story is ongoing still apparently. So Randy Pitchford, if you know who that is, he's the guy, the CEO. I think he's the CEO of Gearbox Entertainment, developers of popular games like Borderlands.
Yes. And
Borderlands 2, and Borderlands 2 VR.
Oh yes.
And the publishers of critically acclaimed games such as Duke Nukem Forever and Alien Colonial Marine. Yes. But everyone's kind of been asking why is there a VR version of Borderlands 2? Like it's cool that there's a VR version of Borderlands 2, but
sure. Where's
Borderlands 3?
No. So
this story kind of goes back to in around December, where lawsuits and allegations were being filed left, right, and center.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Randy Pitchford accidentally left some company materials on a USB stick at a restaurant. You know kind of how like the iPhone 4 thing happened?
Yeah, but the iPhone 4 thing was on purpose. Oh yeah.
We don't know. We'll never know.
But the iPhone 4 thing at least is a leak.
So the problem with the Gearbox thing with Randy Pitchford's USB stick, apparently what was on there was not incriminating evidence, but a lot of pieces of information about all of the partners that they work with that could be possibly damaging. Working with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, things like that, like big name companies.
Yep.
But apparently also child pornography?
Excellent.
Was also found on the memory stick.
Allegedly at this point?
Allegedly, because technically there's no real proof of anything at the moment. So, and then on top of that, this individual, I think their lawyer or something like that, or someone who they have on retainer.
Yep.
By the name of something, I don't know. His first name is Calendar. He also filed, or I don't know who filed the lawsuit first, but he also filed a lawsuit against Gearbox and Randy Pitchford. Dude, with some stuff, I'm not sure. But essentially what happened was Calendar was loaned money from Gearbox's not private account,
yeah,
but like personal account,
yeah,
to do
things,
and has not yet paid that back.
And it was a lot of money. It was a substantially large amount of cash.
Possibly enough to fund Borderlands 3.
It could fund a lot of things, from what I'm understanding.
So yeah, that's the crazy part about this. This is all still happening. I think it's kind of at a standstill right now.
Yep.
But this kind of all dropped end of December, flowing into January.
Yeah.
And yeah, just weird allegations thrown back and forth. Not sure. Like, we're not lawyers. We don't know who's lawsuiting against who. I know Ars Technica has a really, really excellent write-up about it. If you want to read about it later, gonna reference that. But yeah, it's wild.
Either way, we're not getting Borderlands 3.
This is
essentially
this is more. Yeah. At the end of the day, the TLDR, Borderlands 3.
We're not getting.
Very unlikely to happen at this point. I mean, after what was their MOBA that they tried to launch? Battleborn?
Yeah. Oh, what a mess that was.
After Battleborn, like you think they were gonna pick themselves off after that? No. And they even showed off tech for. I think one of the at the GDC, they showed off tech that they were working on for Borderlands 3.
Sure.
Well, they weren't straight up announcing Borderlands 3, but they were saying, like, they were insinuating that, hey, you know what, this is some of the lighting stuff that we're working on, this is the game engine stuff that we're working on future games. It just happens to be, this demo happens to be in a Borderlands style environment, but stuff that we're working on for future games.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to be put on a standstill for the time being.
Very much so.
There's just so much flack being thrown left, right, and center. It basically sounds like these two individuals, Calendar and Pitchford, they were friends at one point in time, but things did not end amicably, and now they're just doing
whatever they can to kind of poke at each other,
throwing flack at each other, and a lot of stuff is coming to light that probably shouldn't be coming to light.
And the only people who really end up losing out are
gamers. Hey, Borderlands, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Great series. Just saying.
Do you know about the game Abokish?
What?
Yes, it's a very simple game made by I have no idea.
Not at this point.
No.
We'll look at it later.
We can, that's something we can totally check out later.
But yeah, so that's I wanted to bring that to our attention. Like, the story is developing still, but it's not great from what's been told.
Right.
You hate to see that happen.
Well, and why bother? My thing with lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, the only people who win are lawyers. Like, they're getting all the money, especially in this kind of stuff. Like, pay back the money you owe, because, again, you owe money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
And don't insinuate that something else also, like, it's,
and then, stop making...
The fact that they're throwing more flack, it's just, it's a waste of everyone's time. Give us Borderlands. Give us proper Borderlands, I guess. It's not discounting Borderlands 2 VR, though. Apparently that's a great VR game.
Well,
apparently it's great, but it's Borderlands 2. It's not Borderlands 3.
And that's what you're going to end up getting. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like, for the sake of us, like, not talking more about what we don't really know, that's essentially the TLDR. We're not getting Borderlands 3 for a long time.
Yeah. Due
to lawsuits back and forth between Pitchford and Gearbox and their previous retainer.
Jeepers creepers.
Weird.
All right, that's posting there. That's doing that. Everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Tony, let's.
We've got a show.
We do have a show. We're gonna keep going. All right.
Let's keep on trucking.
Keep trucking. EA.
Okay, so
was lucky enough to acquire the rights to Star Wars.
That was a couple years back, yeah.
When Disney purchased LucasArts.
Yep.
Disney subsequently got rid of not LucasArts, sorry, Lucasfilms, and they got rid of LucasArts. They
Yep.
got rid of the company that
disbanded it.
makes all the Star Wars games, or most of the Star Wars games, and instead of just launching the IP out to whoever wanted to really make a game,
They basically just kept it in-house at EA.
they went EA, or I think they put a bid out essentially. It was like, who out of all the big companies could make Star Wars games? And EA came to them, obviously, with some pretty good pitches, because we did.
And
we
money.
had some,
And money.
and money, obviously, but we did. We had some pretty good pitches for shows, or not shows, games.
Star Wars 1313.
1313.
Whatever Amy Hennig was working on. They had
Right.
the single-player campaign.
Obviously, the Battlefront series that everybody was kind of stoked for when they first
Mhm.
announced it, because, again, we were having DICE work on,
Another Battlefront
a
game.
Battlefront game.
Massive war game.
Right, a massive war game set in Star Wars, made by the guys who can, do massive war games. Done.
And then...
And then subsequently, all of our hopes and dreams have been dashed and dashed
Yes.
and dashed and dashed.
So the most recent one, we don't even know what was like. We didn't realize something was being built in Vancouver, EA.
No, but it was an open world Star Wars game.
Right.
So the game that pretty much everybody would want
Right.
out of Star Wars.
So like KOTOR.
Yeah.
Or Knights, whatever the MMO one is.
It's KOTOR.
Is that
Yeah.
is KOTOR?
But from
yeah.
From what I've been reading, essentially, it was supposed to be almost like a Breath of the Wild-esque type game. Go wherever, do whatever, but Star Wars.
Right. So now.
Well, that's not coming up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So in all the in the now what we've had 2 movies, 3 movies, 4 movies.
Lots.
4 movies out of Disney. So
Multiple comic lines.
But in the 5 or 6 years that Disney's owned Star Wars, and subsequently EA has had the rights to make Star Wars games, we have gotten Battlefront and Battlefront 2.
Yep.
And that's it.
Mhm.
And it's like,
give me pod racing back.
really?
Give me pod racing. Like, this is and then just have Anakin just say this is pod racing. Like, that's all that.
But get someone.
Like,
you're EA. You have Need for Speed.
Doesn't EA own Criterion?
Yes.
Criterion makes Burnout.
That's what I'm saying.
Burnout
they
is a
own people that
racing
make
game.
racing games. If nothing else, Need for Speed. Like, they have people who make racing games.
Right. Yeah, Criterion, I think, is...
Pod Racer.
Yes. No. This is pod racing. I feel like that's a too easy of a solution. So.
I totally understand, from one standpoint, they don't want to oversaturate a market with Star Wars games.
I think maybe they didn't want to oversaturate the world with open world games.
Then that could possibly be. But
Because
again, you've had this IP for 6 years.
Puzzle. Give us a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Masters of Terracossi 2.
Like, really, we've gotten nothing out of them. And again, Battlefront 2 came out, and it was junk when it came out.
Hey, you know what worked? What's working for Capcom?
No.
They're re-releasing old games but with new engines.
Yeah.
Like Resident Evil 2.
Sure.
It's looking
If only
pretty.
EA owned a company that could make a turn-based or slightly turn-based RPG based in the Star Wars universe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know,
No.
like they've done it before.
Are you talking like Jade Empire?
Like a Jade Empire kind of game, but Star Wars.
I'm
You
not
think
following.
BioWare would be up?
I'm not
You think
following
BioWare would be up for something
I'm not
like
following
that?
you.
Like,
All I'm hearing is Jade Empire. All I'm hearing is Jade Empire. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Mass Effect.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let's just make
you
Mass
know what? Make Mass Effect, but put it in Star Wars.
Make Mass Effect.
If only the company that made Mass Effect could make a really decent Star Wars game.
But I don't know what they would call that game.
It'd be cool if it were
Mass
set
Effect
like
2.
Yes.
Mass Effect 2.
The Trial of the Younglings.
And Mass Effect 3.
But really, I don't. That's where I'm not understanding where stuff's coming from now. Is EA had this IP for so long, and again they have BioWare. They've
got developers.
They've got developers, and again BioWare's made Star Wars games. If not the.
So to be in their defense,
Yes.
I think with BioWare they are kind of. I think they want to stay under the radar at the moment.
They do.
They want to finish off Anthem, whatever,
Yes.
however it turns out. I think they just want to, they just want to get that out the
Yep.
door. Right now.
And that's fair. And I mean, especially after the last Mass Effect,
Basically anything
mess that was.
The last 5 years for them have been pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
But even the last one of the Dragon Age games didn't take off the way
Nope.
they thought they would.
I think the Dragon Age games didn't, but they also found a niche audience where people just keep playing them.
Oh, for sure.
And that's fine, but it's not taking in new
No.
fans is the problem with Dragon Age at the time.
But and then
they do have a new game that they announced at the VGAs, but no one knows if it's a Dragon Age game or if it's a brand new IP.
Yeah.
So
Star Wars.
Yeah, clearly with dragons.
I buy it.
It's Star Wars. It's just a dragon with teeth, but instead of teeth, it's lightsabers.
That's where they get the crystals from.
Okay, there, midichlorians, calm the fuck down.
So either way, it's just sad news overall that we have this gigantic company that can't seem to pull off making a Star Wars game.
Make a
Meanwhile,
fighting game.
LucasArts did, and that's the thing is we might have gotten a lot of junk when LucasArts was in charge.
N64 games were as janky as they were.
There was some good ones and there were some bad ones, and we just kind of tend to forget the bad ones. But that's what happens when you release 30 games.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get, 15 good ones and 10 and you're gonna get another 5 disasters.
Do you ever think Disney or EA ever approached Telltale to make a Telltale game?
I don't know.
With Star Wars?
Because again,
that would be really, really cool.
And in all honesty, that engine, as much as we complain about it, would have fit the Clone Wars graphic style.
It would have fit any graphic
but they
style for Star Wars. It doesn't have to be ultra realistic for Star Wars.
No, but they could have made that exact style fit to.
I wonder if they ever approached them.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, hold on. No, I was thinking Life is Strange, but that's Square Enix. That's Square Enix. It's different.
But that's my thing is there's so many of these companies that you could have gone to. You went to EA thinking, yeah, because they do. They have a lot of different publishers underneath them, and they got money.
They make sports games. They make shooting games. They make racing games. They make puzzle games. They make.
And I mean, Brian and I played some Battlefront 2 last night, and legit, we have fun with that game.
Yeah.
But the more I keep reading about it, the more it's getting to the point where the developers, I think, got a lot of power back from EA after everything that happened, because we're getting base white armor now for clone troopers, and they're going to start that way, and there seems to be customizable options working their way into the game for the stormtroopers and stuff.
I think people found that in the back end.
But they found it, so DICE had been working on it, and I feel like EA told them no, because now it seems to be making its way into the game. That's the thing is, all of the plans that I think DICE had are now actually making their way into the game, and it's if you would have released this...
Yeah, because as an ongoing game, it's behind a lot of stuff right at the moment.
Sure, but it's in my mind, I'm if you would have released this, I would have paid full price and played this game.
Or at least half price.
Whatever, not $10.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So, I don't know. EA, do something. You own
Pod
Racing. Pod Racer. You release Pod Racer, millions of dollars.
Yes, that will sell. Even as a digital game only. Just do it.
Sure. You kidding? That'd be, yeah.
Yes.
You really want to get in on DLC market, there it is. Pod Racer packs. Done.
Did we?
What?
Did we put the Bungie stuff down? Or was that last week?
That was last week.
Okay,
we talked about
Bungie. Okay, good.
We were happy about Bungie.
I was thinking about something about that. Okay.
No, we were happy about Bungie. Right. But yeah, and again, I was talking to someone else about that the other day, and it was essentially, the EA had canceled this game and and it's just a shame that these other companies get stuck under, the
big corporation.
The big corporation, and I'm Bungie somehow escaped with an IP.
Their baby, basically.
That's incredible.
Last time they escaped, they couldn't bring Halo.
No, they couldn't bring Halo. Halo was Microsoft. So the fact that they escaped and still
owned it,
got the baby with them, that's pretty insane.
I want to see what happens with that Destiny 2 in the Battle.net launcher now. What do they do?
I think they own Destiny 2, or part of the rights to distribute Destiny 2. I think is what it would be.
I have no idea.
Stop licking the board. You're going to erase our news, dog.
We're good. All right.
Cool. Moving on.
So, Ghostbusters 3, anyone?
I asked for this before, but sure.
I think several of us asked for this before. So, okay, who owns the rights to Ghostbusters?
Yes.
I want to say it's not Warner Brothers, or else they would have done something.
IMDb Ghostbusters. It got your UGG in there, by the way. Ugh. Opening on MDB. Ghostbuster. Oh, wrong Ghostbuster. Well, it'll still work.
No, Sony.
There you go.
Sony owns them.
Yes, that's right.
I had to think about that. So Ghostbuster, we're getting a new Ghostbusters movie in 2020.
Yes, we are.
They had an announcement trailer earlier this week with the Ecto one.
Yeah.
It was in a garage or a barn or something, and it said 2020.
And it is the sequel to Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Apparently, also newer reports on this. They're looking for child actors.
Yes.
A younger cast for this film.
Again, as everybody predicted.
What you
replace the old guys
with new guys.
With new people.
With new blood.
Yeah.
That seems to be the growing trend in film right now and video games right now.
But to be fair, a lot of Ghostbusters is one of those franchises that you can do that with. Because yes, Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and those guys make up the Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. But as we did see with the new Ghostbusters movie,
it's not half bad.
It can actually be done with a new cast.
It's not half bad.
Yeah, because the Ghostbusters aren't those guys. The Ghostbusters are...
It's an idea.
Right.
It's a group. It's the group. Like, even with the Ghostbusters reboot game that came out on the PS3, Xbox...
Gorgeous.
Like, that was super... As thin as that game was, it was, like, exactly what I expected out of a Ghostbusters
That's what I expected out of the movie. When they announced the movie, I'm like, so just take the game story and movie?
And just say, like, hey, you're a new Ghostbuster. Like, go. Like, you're the newbie, like, do all the stuff, go.
Yeah, with Bill Murray cracking wise in the background. Like, that's all you need.
Get Dan Aykroyd to just talk about aliens.
And ghosts, and, whatever he's doing. Mm-hmm. Either way, they did get, so Harold Ramis, I believe, is the one that passed away.
He is, yes.
His son is directing and writing.
Oh, excellent.
And he's done stuff. Like, he's actually written for a lot of junk, so.
You know one of the things about Ghostbusters that I read maybe months ago about the split between Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows that those guys didn't exactly split amicably.
Well, it's because Dan Aykroyd actually believes in ghosts.
Yes, he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and those guys, they all kind of just split. And then of course Harold Ramis passed away. And everyone's like, oh man, like they didn't really like solve anything together. Like apparently though, it came out in light that Dan Aykroyd, was it Dan Aykroyd? I want to say it's Dan Aykroyd.
If anybody, it would be Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, him and Dan Aykroyd had a conversation together and they made amends apparently.
Yeah.
Which brings me to it makes my heart feel good that they had that closure.
Yeah. Together,
and I think that's what's probably fueled the first Ghostbusters reboot.
Yeah.
For them to be like, okay, we're gonna sign the line on this, like let's go.
The only one who wasn't down for a reboot was Bill Murray.
I can believe
and
that.
again, I feel like he's the Chevy Chase of the group. Because like Dan Aykroyd got Coneheads, and he did do movies. He did well enough on his own. But Bill Murray and Chevy Chase, out of that like SNL cast that came out of that group, thought they were the greatest of the greats. And they've lived their entire lives thinking it. And to be fair, Bill Murray, every once in a while, you hear him do things that you're like, oh, that is genuinely cool of you. But when it comes to working on sets, I think he's a giant pain in the butt.
I can see that. Like, it's that sarcastic humor that he has, and everyone kind of thinks that he's just playing it up as a character. It's
actually
legit. It's legit.
That's him.
It's legit sarcastic, like, why would I do this?
The Chevy Chase we got in Community is actually...
Yes.
It's actually Chevy Chase light. Like, they toned him down. So, yeah, that's... I think if anything was holding them back, it was...
I could see Bill Murray being
Bill Murray. But cool, I guess.
Yeah, like, so...
I honestly wouldn't have minded a sequel to...
But you know what? I think this makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
This makes it, like, the original two movies.
Yep.
It brings them back into the limelight.
Sure.
I think it's what's more important.
But this should have been the last movie that...
It should have been.
And again...
Yeah, it's weird. They did it out of order. They did these reboots out of order. They're doing the sequel after the reboot.
The ladies in the last movie I thought were genuinely funny. I thought...
They played their characters well.
The characters were well done.
My only complaint is that I wanted more Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I wanted more Chris Hemsworth, and I got very little.
And here's the thing. You could have built up a Chris Hemsworth character faster if the world was already established that ghosts appear there's people fighting them, and these 4 people are essentially like coming in to replace these 4 other people.
Right.
Like they all picked proteges from somewhere, you know, or this or that.
Or they found them online.
Yeah, something stupid happened, and yes, like they ended up finding these 4 recruits, and they're training them to be the next Ghostbusters.
Right.
And because that's the movie we're going to get with 3, is they're going to train the next Ghostbusters. So why they didn't do that with, you know, some primo comedians that they already had in the last movie, like that's where I just sit there going, it's a shame, because again, the last Ghostbusters movie was actually good. I enjoyed it.
It wasn't my favorite movie of all time, but
no, but it was good. Like it was exactly what I wanted out of a Ghostbusters movie.
It was a popcorn flick.
Yeah, but that's why people went to see the last Ghostbusters. You know, other 2 Ghostbusters movies. You don't go for high art. It's got a giant man made of marshmallow, like.
You mean a walking Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, like, but that's what I mean.
Goofy
like,
shit.
Yeah.
Goofy shit.
You're not going like, oh, I'm expecting to like find some philosophical answers within Ghostbusters.
Well, I mean, like they always kind of toyed around with that.
Sure.
It's like, oh, what does this mean about the afterlife? And then all of a sudden, it's just Slimer.
Right. Or Rick Moranis talking to Sigourney Weaver as she's like, you know, I am the keymaster, and it's like I am the gate or whatever it is, and it's like put your key in my, you know.
Yeah, it's a low key scene.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crude humor.
Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 3.
Yes. Ghostbusters 3.
I mean, there's no number on it right now.
It's 3 though.
It's gonna be
after 1, 2.
It's good. 3. Well, are they gonna put a number? Do you think they put a number on that?
I think they have to put a number on it.
Do you think they're gonna put a number?
To differentiate, to like
just to cause brand confusion.
That's exactly what they did. They're like
they did the reboot out of order. The
reboot didn't work. We're gonna switch back, and it's no, you can't do that.
That doesn't happen very often.
Unless you soft reboot, in which case you can totally do that.
Halloween did that.
Again, brand confusion, but it's not like they released the last Halloween movie were the Rob Zombie ones, and they were by far completely different from anything else. And it's been 10 years since we've had the Rob Zombie movie, so.
And I think the what makes this really, really confusing is that we just had that one, like 2 or 3 years ago?
We did, like it just came out.
Recently, like within the last...
Hold on, I have it open on my IMDb that Google opened for me. 2016, so 2 years ago.
Like it's people still remember that film.
Yeah, again, I thought it was good. I bought it.
I
bought it with the other Ghostbusters.
I can't say I bought it. I think I Netflixed it.
It came with the 3-pack, and I'm like, that's one of those movies that I would enjoy. Like I could, you know, watch on an airplane or something again. Totally cool. Let's do this. But yeah, Ghostbusters.
We had a good time when we watched it. So.
Yeah.
So this is the next piece. Spider-Man Far From Home / the most canonically confusing trailer to ever be released from Marvel. Because we all know what happens in a particular Avengers film.
Well,
and then this trailer comes out. And then
I did like how someone was like, this is the biggest tease by Marvel. There's actually no Spider-Man movie. This entire trailer is just like, oh, Spider-Man comes back, and then we watch Avengers 4, and Tom Holland is done. Like, his career as Spider-Man is over. It's done. Everybody's like, but there's a Spider-Man movie coming out, and Disney and Sony are like, psych! We filmed an entire movie not to make a movie.
Also, we're not releasing Far From Home.
Yeah. We are, but it's Mysterio is the hero.
Yes, Mysterio is, yes, he used magic VFX to make Spider-Man looked like he was real, and the plot twist.
First time I watched the trailer, I was like, because all I really want to know is what happens in Avengers 4.
Of course we all do.
That's where my brain...
Because we all do that.
That's where my brain was. I watched it again. I felt better about it. They're doing some really cool things in this movie.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I think there's a level of trust that Marvel's saying, hey, guys, we know what we did with Infinity War. Trust us with Avengers 4.
No, sure.
It's like, just trust us. Like, just, there's going to be like, watch, and then what you know, and what you know. Well, because there's that one little gap of like, because they're still really adamant that this movie takes place like minutes after the ending of
Endgame. The trailer apparently we saw for Avengers 4 is only
the first 20
minutes.
And I'm totally okay with that.
That's done. Like,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's
either scenes from the first 20 minutes or
some
scenes from the first 20 minutes and some scenes that aren't in there at all.
And I think that's what Kevin Feige was alluding to, I think in December, when they said, yeah, you know what, like, our marketing campaign for Avengers 4 is going to be very bold. It's going to be very
We're not going to get the action scenes.
We're not going to get action scenes. We're not going to get anything past, and I think that's what he was kind of talking about.
But that's the best way to do it, because otherwise you're giving away
massive amounts of spoilers.
What's happened to the hero. Like, we're all assuming they're in the Soul Stone.
That, you know what? If that's not actually what happens, that entire subreddit is going to explode.
I know.
Like, where are we actually?
I lost my identity! But that's what I mean, like, we're assuming they're in the Soul Stone. We're assuming that
there's a bunch of assumptions right now.
And the nice piece of the first 20 minutes being shown, essentially, or like bits and pieces of the first 20, is we still have no idea what's happened to anybody other than...
And then there's this trailer. And then there's this trailer.
And then there's we get this one where it's like, okay, Spidey makes it
Everyone's
back.
Okay. Everyone's all right. Yeah. Nick Fury's here. It's all cool.
Nick Fury's back, so that's 2 people that got unwhooshed.
Yes. Or yes.
Or they're still in the Soul Stone.
I was gonna say it's a separate world.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest
yeah, I know.
If this is like, if what we saw from Far From Home was in a different, like, reality, parallel reality, or like universe, that those characters got shoved into.
Yep.
That would be the wildest thing. And that would be the easiest way to say mutants now exist.
So what we're going to assume is that it takes place, we're good to go, it fits within the realm of the MCU.
It's a bunch of that, like, trust us.
Yeah.
We will trust us.
Aunt May seems totally cool with
him being
Spidey.
Which
cool.
I think is fine.
I love that.
That's perfect. Did you ever watch the international trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's better.
Yeah.
That one's a little bit better.
Yeah. I dig her being, in with it. I like
her. I like Happy being into her rather than Tony Stark being into her.
Tony Stark was just being Tony Stark.
Yes, because you think about what Tony Stark does.
Yes.
It's like he's gonna do his thing.
Yeah.
And then say, see ya.
Yeah. Like Tony Stark. Well, and Tony Stark again. Also, from Avengers 3, he's still with Pepper.
He has that relationship as well.
He's just flirty. That's Tony. Happy being smitten with her.
That worked.
It made me giggle so much.
Yes.
And it's like new dress, and Peter's just like, how does he know this is a new dress?
What's going on here? What's legitimately... Peter Parker was technically just us as the audience.
Yeah.
What's happening here? What is this trailer even... Why am I in this trailer?
Again, we're getting that feeling of one of those, like, not another teen movie type things. This is the road trip one, like European Vacation.
Totally, yeah. And so I guess there's some confusion online. It's like, are these elementals? Is it just Hydro Man, Sandman, and Multiman? Like, it's there's no clear answer at this moment.
The fact that they've showed a bunch of them, I'm going with elementals, but at the same time, I'm not going with elementals, and I'm just going with Mysterio.
Mysterio doing special effects.
Because that's his shtick. He wants to be the hero. So he's creating these monsters.
Let's talk about him for a second.
Oh,
Fishbowl.
Yeah,
He's got his smoky fishbowl. Yeah.
Oh my God. They first showed Jake Gyllenhaal's face, and I'm like,
that looks alright. That's cool. No, I was like, that was cool.
The costume looked good, and I'm like, alright, we're not getting the bull. And then, like, the next scene, he's flying around with the bull on his head, and I'm like, yes. And then we get that piece where it's like, he's like, what?
Thor and Iron Man
put together. And I'm like, well, no, but he's even got
the Doctor Strange.
Like, he's clearly studied other heroes, and that's where his special effects are coming from.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what his whole shtick is. Like, we know who Mysterio turns into. Like, we know his role.
He becomes a bad guy.
A real bad guy.
Yeah, because he gets real. Because what's gonna happen? Here's the spoilerific part. He's creating these monsters. They're obviously special effects. He's making it look like he's stopping all these disasters when really he's creating them. Spider-Man's gonna hop in to fight one,
and then he's gonna
discover that it's an illusion,
and he has to try to.
And he's everyone. And then Mysterio's gonna be all pissed off at Spider-Man for ruining his, thing that he was doing, and then he's gonna go then he becomes the villain.
I don't know. Have you ever read the Old Man Logan stuff?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah, like Mysterio plays a very important part in all of this stuff. So having them introduce Mysterio properly,
he's great. He's a great villain.
Like, he's actually cooler than you think he is.
Well, and that's where I'm so glad that Marvel's a part of these movies now, because even Sam Raimi for the third movie had pitched Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we need someone, cooler.
Fan favorite.
We need fan favorite. So he ended up with Venom, and then he's like, okay, well, I'll use Sandman, because at least you're gonna get a big CGI fight sort of thing. And then he's like,
we need more goblins.
And then and then we need another goblin thrown in. And then for number 4, he's like, Vulture now, and they're like, Vulture's not cool. He's just an old guy in a suit.
Yeah.
That was Sony's response to Vulture. Meanwhile, Disney finally, or Marvel gets Spider-Man back, a first movie out of the gate, Vulture.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, because the villains are good.
And the thing is about Vulture, they don't have to follow the comics to a T.
No.
Like the one that they did for Homecoming, way different than the one that we know.
You mean he's not a life-sucking, old man?
Old Mark in a flying suit?
Yeah.
No. I mean, he's still old, but he's still old, but he's not sucking life.
Yeah. They're just using tech, and that's, I think, the coolest part of Mysterio now is, one, he's basing it off of all these other heroes.
And who knows? Who knows what happens at the end of Endgame? There might be some more random alien tech that gets sent throughout the universe and cosmos. He's a smart guy. He's a special effects master. That's the whole point. So him flying is legitimately probably tech or Stark tech that he's Stark tech or Chitauri tech or some form of alien tech.
They use Chitauri tech again, I'd be a little
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Whatever MacGuffin happens in Avengers 4, it's gonna be it's a byproduct of the Space Stone or something like that.
Yeah, when I saw the big water guy, I'm like, Hydro Man, but then you see we kind of put all of them together and you're like,
I think people are really, really taking that trailer apart because they're like, oh man, look, there's a sign there that says ASM 121, 121, and it's like, what does that mean? It's the first appearance of Hydro Man. I'm like, oh, that seems like you're reading into it real deep.
If they waste Hydro Man on that kind of thing.
I know, I'd be more pissed off if they didn't waste Sandman on something like
or
that. Or
Sandman, and that's why I feel like it's not even the Elementals. It's legit supposed to be an homage to the Elementals.
Yeah.
But it's just him going I am in this country. If I'm in Venice and there's all this water,
also, if you think about why would the Elementals have to do with little old Earth in little old Paris?
Right.
That
seems
in
Italy in this.
That seems like a more cosmic characters to use. That's a Guardians level.
Legitimately,
that's a Guardians level.
Legitimately, they're going around the world to different spots where these creatures are going to appear because Mysterio is also there. And the fact that Nick Fury shows up, that's why Peter Parker starts traveling all over.
What does Peter Parker? Yeah, what? Or not Peter? What does Fury have to do with all of this? Has no reason to do with Spider-Man. Not typically.
What is he Ned?
Yeah.
Ned getting tranked.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. I remember that was the trailer that they were supposed to drop a couple weeks back.
Yes.
But I guess there was marketing confusion. They wanted to make sure that the Endgame trailer was out enough time before this one.
I feel like there was someone at Marvel going we need to see every version of this trailer that you're releasing to make sure
there's no continuity errors, there's no spoilers.
Nothing's given. Nick Fury doesn't say.
And I feel like the one line, Happy, it says it's a quick you hear it and you miss it.
Yeah.
Talking about how he's all alone or you're all that is. That's sort of the whole maybe Captain America's not around, maybe Iron Man and the Avengers aren't around anymore.
Yeah. They've all gone to space, and they've left Peter Parker to protect.
This kind of leads into apparently Marvel designing and building a Young Justice or Young Avengers League.
Yeah.
Or just whatever. Yeah, it's.
They're not a league. That's the other people.
Some would say that they're really not a league either. Some people would argue that. That they're apparently developing a Young Avengers flick as well.
But
and that's we all saw that coming.
Yeah.
Especially with the ending of Infinity War, especially with them introducing all these new characters and their contracts going.
But yes, so. But we saw some MJ stuff with Peter, which was cool.
Super okay with where that's gonna head.
Yeah, you look pretty, and thus I have value.
Yep.
And I'm like, this MJ character that they wrote is pretty stellar.
Yeah,
it's not MJ like we know MJ, but
not the girl next door.
No,
she is not the girl next door.
But she's a pretty.
She's
pretty
got
awesome
spunk.
Character. Yeah, she's actually a pretty good mix of the MJ and Gwen Stacy from the Ultimate Universe. They kind of
I don't know anything about the Gwen Stacy from the Ultimate Universe.
Ultimate Universe Gwen Stacy is the leather-wearing punk because her dad was the police chief, so she was the rebellious teenager who was always trying to, like...
She almost sounds like the Gwen Stacy from Spider...
sort of. She was more along that line. And then Mary Jane was the neighbor down the street, and they'd grown up together. Like, they were childhood friends sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So that was the relationship there. This one seems to be almost that, where it's like, we are good schoolmates, but I am not, like, the typical, I'm not going to sit there fawning over you, doing this and that and everything, because that's not, you know, no one wants to see that in movies anymore.
No.
You're so dashing, Peter, I wish to, like, make outs with you all the time.
Upside down.
Oh, yeah, hold on, spin upside down, we'll do it that way.
Do that one thing that everyone remembers.
Well, but even Kirsten Dunst, it was like, that was her character, was like, I'm going to be in love with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, what was it, the third movie where she makes her fiance, like...
Do the upside down
Do the upside down kiss, and she's still, like, the face is just like, no, it's not the same. Like, that was her entire motivation for being a character. MJ in this new movie seems like...
Well, I mean, being a younger cast helps a lot, too.
So much. And again, people who can act. Because it's Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. She was okay. She was acceptable.
I don't like her in... I don't think I've liked Kirsten Dunst in anything.
I mean, she's not memorable.
No.
if that's as far as
I'm trying to think of movies she's been in.
Anyway, so yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home.
July. So we get a movie in March, April, July.
March, April, May. Yeah, so there's May we're going to be missing, but...
May and June.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It's okay, because I'll watch Endgame 6 times. Because that's essentially what they're making out to be, is like, you're gonna go watch Captain Marvel, you're gonna go see it day one.
You're gonna be the guy that watches it back to back to back to back to back.
You're gonna go watch Captain Marvel like day one,
yeah,
or opening weekend. Then right before Endgame comes out, you're gonna go see Captain Marvel again because there's gonna be something in there that leads in. Then you're gonna go see Endgame.
Yeah. Then
you're gonna go see Endgame again and again and again and again and again and again. And by the time Endgame is finally starting to...
When do you think they try... So, it comes out 27th, Endgame.
Yes.
When do you think they do a DVD release or Blu-ray release for that? Like, do you think they try to capitalize summer? Or do you think they hold on to it for the winter?
I was going to say holiday release. That's the big Christmas.
Because July, they don't want to pull sales from Spider-Man.
No.
Or seats from Spider-Man.
No.
But you don't want to hold on to it too long.
No. Well, and at the same time, you can release those ones without worrying. Like, it's not like people are going to be like, oh yeah, that Endgame movie, we should probably buy it on DVD. Like, it's going to be in the theater for such a long time, it's not going to...
Chances are it's going to be in the theater at the same time as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, oh, totally.
Good. And who knows how long or how good Captain Marvel might be. We might have 3 Marvel movies in the same theater.
If we do, Captain Marvel's the one in that tiny theater in the corner that, like, I don't know why they ever always build that theater, but there's always one theater at the movies that's like way smaller than all the other ones. Mm-hmm. And it's like, was this supposed to be like your art house theater and you just forgot to get art house movies? Or... It was the closet. It really was. They're like, we have this much space left in the building. Do we put in a staff room or...
Make more money.
Or make some more money every once in a while. So yeah, we might get like...
It's a good chance that
one theater with one showing of Captain Marvel a day, Endgame and Far From Home.
That could possibly happen.
I'm still mad about... Dragon Ball Z Super Broly was out this week.
It was out, yeah.
Either way, I looked at times.
Wasn't it like 11 at like...
Tonight.
Tonight?
10:30 tonight.
Guess who
is the only showing of Dragon Ball Super today. You could have gone yesterday 6 times during the day.
Huh.
And I'm like,
but it's a weekend.
On a Friday where I work, and where most people are working.
Yeah, you have to take a day off just
the Saturday showing 10:30 at night, and I'm like, because Brian's like, are we gonna go see it? And I'm like, at 10:30? Are you insane?
We're old now.
I am 30-something years old.
I'm old now.
I went bowling the other night, and we started at 9:30. I was tired. I was tired walking into the bowling alley. We sat down and waited for people, and I'm like, nope, we should just go home and nap. Like, I was at that point where I'm like...
I'm going to bail right now. I'm already here.
We got there at 10 after 9, and I'm sitting there going, like...
I need a coffee.
We could go home now, and I'd be happy. I know we've made it here, but I could go home and still be happy. Text them like, oh, we can't make it out.
But
You're walking by
them.
But
I see you. You text...
We did have a good time.
Okay.
But overall, it's like 10:30 at night for a showing of a... And Dragon Ball!
Pokemon was at 11 p.m. or a.m. or whatever.
Like, that's what I mean. Yeah. So they're going... And I'd understand if, 11 o'clock, it's like, oh, I can't make it because we got a show
we got a piece to do.
Whatever, but 10:30 at night, who do you think I am?
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, millennials.
I guess so.
Millennials.
Young people. Who cares about young people?
To be honest, you probably wouldn't want to be in that theater with that many young people at late at night.
Not late at night, no.
All them people that don't know what a shower or pit stick is. You wouldn't want that. I've done it once and I refuse to do it again. Oof. I pick and choose my anime movies that I want to see.
Like Comic Expo all over again.
I pick and choose those to watch.
What is this smell?
All.
Oh.
It's all.
Oh, God.
It's all.
Oh, man.
It's all.
All right, so to finish off today, we just kind of have a bunch of tinier things. Mixed bag.
Let's start with Psyonix, the guys that developers of Rocket League.
Yes.
Quite a popular game. They dropped that now cross-platform support for everyone, including PlayStation 4.
So we got Fortnite and Rocket League.
Because yes, both of them have now entered the cross-platform beta program. I like that PlayStation has to qualify it as a beta program.
Because if they cancel it, then they can sit there going, "Hey, we were testing."
Yes.
Yeah.
But the fact that the matter is, it works. It's
correct.
It's a beta for your money.
Yeah.
Like you want to make sure that you're making money.
You want to make sure that people are still buying Rocket League on your system and Fortnite on your system and this on your system.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm pretty sure a ton of people picked up Rocket League when it was a PlayStation Plus game.
People did?
Yeah, like I did.
I got it on the Switch. Hey, we can play together.
We can.
Hey!
I just have to find it in my download list. I don't have it.
But that's like, I got it on the Switch because I'm like, well, again, the handheld piece of it all.
Sure.
And everything else. And I'd never
I'm assuming they've also.
Plus back then, but.
I'm assuming they've also improved the online stuff and the frame rate, because I know the Switch launched real bad. But
Switch, you have two options now.
Yeah.
So you can play with like high fidelity graphics, and you won't get like how many frames per second.
Yeah.
Or you can get a constant however many frames per second, but the graphics are toned down.
I would play with that.
So, but that's
it is Rocket League. You kind of need that fluidity.
So that's the piece. Is if you want it to look pretty, you can make it look pretty. If you want it to play like
and that's what people
competitively, you can play competitively.
And so yes, now you can play competitively between Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC, all together. Next one's probably going to be Minecraft, if I'm guessing.
I would guess.
If I would wager a guess, because Minecraft is still pretty popular.
It is. It still goes.
It's still for reasons. So I would imagine that would be the next one. And if I were to wager the next one after that would. Black Ops 4 would be asking for too much. You'd have to find one that's already kind of cross-platform between Xbox and Switch and PC.
Start doing a sports game.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Sports games, sure.
But just, like hit them up, because at that point, like that was a big thing too when I had an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chris and I would be playing hockey, and there's online leagues that you can join and play in and stuff, and we couldn't play together because I had one on my Xbox and he had his on his PlayStation, and it's like, oh, this would be nice if we could.
What would you? How would I guess Destiny 2 is not really cross-platform anyways, because I was thinking like now that Bungie's their own thing, they don't have to be tied down to Activision and they're having to make a box release every year now. They can just do Destiny 2 on the Switch as a digital exclusive. You have to be playing online anyways.
Sure.
And then make that cross-platform, but that seems like a lot more hoops to jump through, but something that I think Bungie's probably looking into.
Oh, sure. Everybody should be looking into this, because especially developers who aren't attached to a specific console, because again, they don't care.
Yeah, as long as people are playing their game.
As long as people buy their game, that's the trick. And it's not like a lot of people buy multiple copies to play with their friends on across multiple platforms.
Right. Like, that's why I haven't yet picked up Diablo 3.
Right.
Because I know you guys are kind of one and done with it. But
well, not that we're done with it.
But like, you guys, if you guys are gonna pick it up, it's on the PC.
We already have it.
So I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So, like, I would love to play Diablo.
Well, and then Chris has it on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, which is that maybe
that's the next one.
Diablo 3 cross-platform everything.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Because again, then
I'd pick it up for the Switch.
And again, the more I play Diablo, because again, the thought of a handheld version does like it makes me kind of drool inside and that kind of thing, because it's like being able to play that wherever
Diablo,
you go,
you can grind everywhere you want. You can grind everywhere.
Yeah.
Grind on anything.
All right.
Yes.
You told me I could. So when the police picked me up, I'm telling them it was your fault.
Who's Nick?
I signed up for a beta of a game last night. Forgot what it's called now even. I found it on the Epic Store.
Oh, good.
It's coming soon. But I signed up for the alpha testing, so it's like, okay, send computer specs and this and that and everything, so I sent those. And then they're like, well, what's your Discord? So I'm like, here's my Discord. And it's one of those co-op games where, like, Brian and I build stuff.
Oh, it's a building style?
It is. You land on a planet and you're supposed to set up the best assembly line. So you're building a base, but at the same time you're also building assembly lines that build things and manufacture stuff, but you're taking over this gigantic part of this planet to do so. And there's an end to it. You're doing it for a reason, you just don't know what the reason is. And I'm like, this is intriguing to me, I'll sign up for alpha. So I signed up, and I in the thing it's like, well, why should you be an alpha tester? And I'm like, legitimately, I'm going to tell you right now, unless my friend and I both get this alpha, like, I won't be playing it. So here's his Discord, here's, like, the information he's going to plop in. If he doesn't get it, I don't want it, because we'll legitimately multiplayer test this thing for you. But, and then I was talking to Brian because he was doing the same thing at the same time, but he was on his couch, so I'm like, so you put your Discord information? He's like, nah. And I'm like, your any information? He's like, nah, I just signed up. And I'm like, never mind then. Because, I made sure I put all of his info in to make sure that they could connect to
I'm sure
they can find a way, but I'm just like, Brian!
Anyways.
Brian!
So yeah, good stuff for Rocket League.
Yeah.
Cool. I hear it's still quite popular.
I'm not good at Rocket League.
No, I think that's the shtick, is that you're never good at Rocket League. You're never going to be good at Rocket League.
And I'm okay, because even the matchmaking that did happen, I was bad, but other people weren't great. Like, I felt like I was doing okay, and then you watch stuff online where people are doing, like,
But how many times did it take them to get that?
Sure, but like the mad kickflips and the this and the that, and you're going...
So I can RC card.
Yeah, you have powers beyond, like... You've gone to the dark side on this one.
How are you driving on the ceiling? Yes.
You can... that sounds easy enough. Boost. You're good. I can drive on the ceiling.
Yeah, but people like clear the whole thing.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
You have to get just the right angle, and then pitch to the left, and then tilt your Y-axis.
I'm gonna score while you're doing that.
Yeah. So next up, there's an announcement that kind of
got overshadowed. Okay, let's talk about this one first. Power Rangers.
Yes.
It has a fighting game.
It has a fighting game. There is.
I'm worried about it.
There's a game that's already on, like, it's a mobile type game.
Yeah. From
these people. So this is really just a mobile port up without the microtransactions.
I'm still worried about it because it looks kind of. I've played a lot of fighting games.
Yeah.
And this looks kind of janky.
It's supposed to, because legit, they've taken it from here.
It looks.
And moved it up.
So still looks janky though.
This is gonna be one of those ones where there's gonna be collectible costumes and that kind of stuff. Like, it's gonna be a $20 game for the hardcore, like, Power Rangers people.
Janky AF.
The Power Rangers subreddit is super excited.
Well, of course they're getting anytime Power Rangers content comes out, they get mad excited. It's one of those things where it's like, we can our hobby is validated. We get a movie. We're getting a sequel movie. Awesome. We're getting a game.
And the funniest part of this one is, like, the two fighters they show off are the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger from the original series, 25, 26 years ago. And it's like they're still hedging their bets on, like, look at nostalgia, love it.
Yep. Even though there's been 20 some odd years of new Rangers.
Yeah.
New content.
Yeah. And then the trailer ends with Tommy playing the game. Yeah. So, I need more because yes, you're right. It looks like it's super like.
It almost looks like that Injustice fighting game on mobile.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fighting game. You're pressing buttons.
Yeah.
It almost looks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming there's actual fighting in it happening. I'm assuming. But I'm sorry. When you announce a Power Rangers fighting game in the shadow of Mortal Kombat 11's announcement,
whoops,
you fucked up.
Yeah.
It's Mortal Kombat 11.
I feel like the Power Rangers guys loaded all their stuff onto Hootsuite so that it was ready to mass.
Or they had like their whiteboard. It's like, this is it. We're marketing. We're gonna push the marketing.
All
now.
The marketing teams and go.
And then Mortal Kombat. Well, how did they not see that coming? Because they announced the Mortal Kombat 11 stuff months ago. Mm-hmm. Like the community reveal event was happening. Mm-hmm. Was it like yesterday or whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever day it was. We knew that day was happening. Why did you plan your marketing on that day? Why not plan it before?
Well, no one plays Mortal Kombat. What is this Mortal Kombat game?
There's been at least 10 iterations before this, plus some pretty good N64 spin-offs, plus some awesome films.
All right, fine. So you know that there's people are going to play this game.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal, what's Mortal? What did you call it?
Mortal? Put in your Google. We'll see what the SEO does. We'll see what the SEO pops up. Because I'm still more excited for Mortal Kombat.
For sure.
It looks freaking amazing.
But again, if I can get a $10 fighting game,
it's gonna be like $30.
And if it's $30, then they're out of luck because I'm not buying them.
Sorry, $30 American.
Oh, so $100.
100 real people dollars.
100 real people money. Oh man.
Who knows? That might be their dollar might be dropping soon.
Oh boy.
Savage. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 got announced, and then Power Rangers came out and said, "We're making a game,
Yay!
Fighting game.
Look at our really cool fighting game, guys."
Mortal Kombat. Meanwhile, we're severing heads.
Yeah.
And ripping face. One of the fatalities, she rips the face off. No, is it Baraka? Yeah, Baraka rips the face off, and then rips like the muscle faces and eyes off.
Yeah.
And then takes his whatever blades, stabs the brain.
Yeah, it does.
Rips the brain off.
Yeah.
And then eats the brain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what else I expected.
I was just gonna say
this is exactly what
So you've described to me Mortal Kombat.
I'm like, oh, and then of course I think what really looks cool about Mortal Kombat 11 is that they've taken that X-ray system.
Yes.
And then made it the entire fight.
Heck yeah.
Like you no longer have to charge up an X-ray.
Yeah.
Anymore. That's just your regular EX moves or special moves.
Yeah, the special moves go into that.
And it's like this happens like 4 or 5 times in a fight now.
Yeah.
And it's just one of these should kill your opponent.
Well, because they were gorgeous moves. They looked cool.
Technically, the most impressive fighting game I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite just
they screwed up.
They did not anything with that game. So Mortal Kombat and Injustice kind of ran with NetherRealm Studios ran with it and said we are fighting games now.
Yeah.
Like Capcom has Street Fighter V, cool. We are fighting games.
Yes.
And Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
And fighters, even though now there's all that controversy because they don't want them playing professionally. They're not. It doesn't.
It's a Toei whatever.
That weird bear Tanuki thing.
It's the company that owns Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That's their piece.
Nice.
I read that as well. Like apparently Dragon Ball FighterZ is skipping out on Evo.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, the one game that really?
Yeah.
The one that surpassed and dominated Street Fighter V in the Capcom Cup.
Yeah, that's the one.
is not going to Evo.
Get rid of it. No one wants that game.
Well, apparently it's not popular enough.
No.
Right up there with Mortal Kombat 11.
They did announce season 2. There's a new fighter coming.
Yes. Well,
I forgot his name. I don't know any of this.
GG.
I don't know. GG. It's not Vegeta.
Well, I mean, how many more Vegetas can they add?
Majin Vegeta, thank you very much.
More Jetas.
I always liked Majin Vegeta.
There is still no Mr. Satan.
That pisses
There is no Mr. Satan still.
That pisses me
of
off.
all the characters that they have announced and are announcing.
Because he's been in all the other fighting games. So it's not like they have not had precedence to put him in.
Is it literally because his name? Do you think? Like they don't.
No, because in the American release, if they needed to, they could call him Hercule and call it a day. Like it's.
So then put Mr. Satan in the character.
Correct.
Do it. As
again,
shitty as he is.
In the old games, they put the jetpack on him.
Yeah.
So he could fly with everybody else.
Yeah.
Like that, they gave him reason to be there, sort of thing.
If you can put, what was that?
Yamcha's in
Yamcha.
there.
Yeah, like if you put Yamcha in there, the most useless character.
Okay, there's also.
He is the Dan of Street Fighter. He's the Dan of Dragon Ball Fighters.
Because Tien's in there, the guy with the eye.
He's better. He's marginally good.
He's marginally better, but then his little buddy always appears. Like one of the moves is legit just sacrifice the little thing, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yamcha's in there.
Put Mr. Satan in the game.
In all honesty, I want like Master Roshi and Mr. Satan.
Mr. Roshi, yes, sure, yeah. Where's Master Roshi?
Yeah. Because again, watching Dragon Ball Super has been hilarious because Frieza comes to Earth to like exact his revenge on Goku.
Of course it is.
Because that's what happens when you bring Frieza back to life. Because why make new characters when you can reuse the old ones?
Apparently.
But with Goku and Vegeta gone, like Gohan's essentially useless because like he's just become a dad and he's more interested in his studies than he is like training to fight. But then him and Piccolo have kind of picked up their training again, so he's marginally powerful, but he's still nowhere close to the other two. You have Krillin show up like to save the world from Frieza and his army that appears. Like Roshi shows up and was like, "I'ma show you all how to Kamehameha the right way," and it's like, yeah, and he bulks up and he's like blasting stuff, and I'm going, why is he not in Fighters?
There's so many characters.
He fits.
If Bulma gets put into Fighters for reasons, I'm gonna be mad.
She'll have like capsule armor or something.
Don't care. Useless.
I also want the kids. That drives me slightly nuts. Like I'd like actually like Trunks and Goten, not just Gotenks.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that being added in because they added in regular Saiyan, not even Saiyan Goku.
No,
just regular Goku.
Yeah.
They added regular Goku and regular Vegeta into the game.
Instead, again, I see, and here's the part that gets me too. I know it's Fighters, so it's technically like the Z category of Dragon Ball, but put Goku in.
With the tail?
Yeah.
Yeah, little Goku.
Little Goku with the stick.
I think if you do that, then you definitely have to put in young Trunks and young.
Yeah.
Or not young, young Gohan and stuff like that.
And I get the hitbox might be a little funky, but
don't they already have like pretty large was Android 13 or is Android the big one? The big one.
16.
Android 16. Like his hitbox is probably bigger.
Broly's huge.
Yeah, and Broly like it's.
Like
I guess they don't want to have a Yoda situation. Broly's trying to hit something. Not even your low hits can hit me.
But they've balanced the game so well. They should be able to fit those characters in. And again, if Trunks hits, he's not going to hit as hard. Like Kid Trunks, it's not going to hit as hard.
But he makes up maybe in speed.
He makes up in speed, and he's harder to hit because again he's smaller. So
and if he does hit him, he's got lower defense maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, they've balanced the game well enough that I'm not concerned about that kind of stuff. I just want characters. Super Smash Bros. Me.
Everyone is here.
Everyone is here. Super Smash. In all honesty, the Injustice games too have made me very.
Which is what makes Mortal Kombat.
I'm very greedy when it comes to fighting games because it's like give me characters.
And now Mortal Kombat 11, like who knows?
They're all here.
Yes, everyone is here.
Everyone is here.
Everyone is here. I guess with Mortal Kombat 11, then we're not getting Scorpion and Smash anytime soon.
No,
I don't think we're gonna. They're not gonna crossbreed that.
But that's the thing. Like, legitimately, Super Smash Bros. At this point, where they're like, we're putting every fighter.
Or do they? Or do they put Scorpion?
It's not bad marketing.
Not bad. That would work.
Yeah.
It would sell Mortal Kombat 11 and season passes.
Yeah. But that's my thing is like, Super Smash Bros. Goes like, okay, yeah, we take certain characters out every once in a while just to keep balance.
And then Persona.
Well, and now it's like, did you like every fighter we've ever had? Good,
because
they're all back, and it's like
that's what we think fans want, so we made it happen. Go.
Every fighting game now has to go. Can we put them all back in, or is it gonna break? Is it gonna break the whole game if we put?
But you have to think about
everybody.
You have to think about Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like there are characters that just don't work.
No.
There are characters that legit are like this. We cannot play this character because he's like because of other characters that are just way too good.
But
they're just in there because.
But because it's a party game first, you can't. And tournament fighters, you're always gonna have that dud fighter.
Yep. Dan. Yamcha.
People like Yamcha. Like that's the craziest part. Is people are like crushing it at these contests.
It's kind of funny when back years ago when Street Fighter was 4, when Street Fighter 4 came out. Of course, Dan was in it, and apparently, I think it was like Wong, one of the top F Wong or something like that. Yep. He actually took Dan to the grand final.
Sure.
And I'm like, wait, you took a shitty character all the way through this tournament.
You did it.
Wait, what? I guess that makes it not terrible, right? So yes, Yamcha being played in higher tier events does not surprise me. But
that's the thing is, like, if people can find the tricks to certain characters, and then yes, there are just duds. But again, if you make a fighting game, you're not just aiming for the competitive scene.
You're aiming for everyone to just literally buy and play your game.
Yeah. So the more characters you throw in, the better chance you have of me getting your game. Because for me, these games are like Injustice is I can make Batman beat up Superman countlessly. I can now make the Ninja Turtles beat up Superman
as soon as I unlock
infinite amounts of times.
As soon as I unlock Snake in World of Light, guess who I'm now using for?
Sure.
Yes. It's only Snake. Maybe
I unlock Fox, same thing.
Maybe when I find Cloud, I'll switch him out. But But
unless something calls for something where I need someone's Donkey Kong has the ground pound that can send a bunch of people flying.
Yeah.
So if I'm fighting a bunch of people who are already high,
the Snorlax one, the Snorlax Spirit was really I needed to change the fighters for that because that didn't work.
Yeah.
It was a timed battle against the giant KR Rule.
Yeah. In
stamina. You had, I think, 1 minute and 20 seconds to knock his health down from 500.
Yeah.
And he stood still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Snake's not doing this. I need someone with higher DPS.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, if we're playing Super Smash Bros., like we've done it here before, legitimately, we're like half the time I pick random because it's like let's just see what happens because we're playing for fun. If they just sold for the tournament scene, they'd make $5 because.
Well, they don't have to make it. They don't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
It's called Melee.
Correct.
It's called Melee.
But that's the thing. Like Mortal Kombat at this point can literally be like, did you like every character we've ever had in a Mortal Kombat game?
Which version of them did you like the most?
All.
Yeah. All the Sub-Zeros, please. Regular human Sub-Zero, Ninja Sub-Zero,
you know how much that would kick butt though if you selected like Scorpion and it dropped a menu down, like it wasn't just like Scorpion, but it actually had a menu drop.
Which Raiden would you like? The good Raiden, the evil Raiden,
the zombie Raiden, the this Raiden?
Which Liu Kang would you like? The zombie one?
Do you want the one that fought Superman?
Do you want Superman?
He's the unlockable character. Everybody's just like, there's already a game.
Oh, everyone is here. Everyone.
We're out of money because we licensed all these characters, guys.
Everyone is here.
Well, and that's where honestly, like the DC like Injustice games, I think, can pull off better stuff than the Mortal Kombat games.
Well, they have the wide amount of characters that they've already made.
There's the wide amount of DC characters. You can throw in Scorpion. You can throw in your characters because you don't have to license them. And all the.
I think at that point you have to go to DC and Warner Brothers and be like, hey, so you got Injustice coming out. It's cool. We got Batman and Superman and Catwoman and stuff like that. Can we put in our Scorpion character? We know he rips heads off, but he won't do it in this game. Can we still do it? So there must be some sort of lawyer conversation.
Oh, there's always lawyer conversation.
Because it's like, oh, I don't want to see Batman being impaled by scorpions. The things.
Funniest part, I think it was when Disney Infinity was still a thing, when the creators were talking about that, the amount of they had to go through lawyers with Disney, they had to go through lawyers with Marvel, they had to go through lawyers with LucasArts or with Lucasfilm, and it's like, but aren't they all owned by the like? But they still, it's like...
It's technically 3 separate companies. It's like Disney and Pixar.
So Disney had to talk to, like, the Disney lawyers had to talk to the Lucas people, and the Lucas people had to talk to the Marvel people, and they had to make sure that, like,
I'm surprised
your
not
toys
more
are
people...
all in the same game, and it's like, they're not even, like, killing each other.
I'm surprised there wasn't more leaks for Disney Infinity.
They leaked a lot themselves. Like, we knew Peter Pan was coming down the pipeline. We knew that Moana was coming down the pipeline.
But a lot of the stuff ended up leaking after they folded. Like the giant
more stuff leaked after they
folded.
folded.
Giant set pieces, like the giant Hulk stuff. Like that stuff didn't leak until afterwards. Like I'm surprised that didn't come out earlier.
Yeah. Man, those 12-foot or those 12-inch.
I'm just mad I don't have a Benedict Cumberbatch figure.
I know, I got it. And after that was the worst part, is after you saw the actual models that they were making.
It's like, who?
And you're like, oh man, that would look so good.
I would have bought that. And now you can kind of buy it, but not really.
Yeah, it's people are 3D printing them out of places. And
the toy box thing that.
Oh yeah, the toy box. No, people actually because they've released so much of the stuff online, you can actually order Peter Pan out of like Japan. He doesn't work because he's not in the game, but
of course not.
Yeah, but you can get the Peter Pan figure that they created and actually order him for your shelf. And I'm like, I have them all.
I think your collection's a little different though.
But I'm not going to
I think that would ruin your collection.
I don't need that. Mine are all usable.
That's the piece. And moving on from Mortal Kombat.
Netflix is making another movie.
About
the sixth branch of the U.S. military.
Space Force. I just think of it as space. Remember Space Team?
Yeah.
On phones?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
This is a Steve Carell comedy, so he's producing, starring, writing.
Wow, bold.
Another guy is also, one of the guys from The Office is also writing, so they got one of the writers from The Office to join him for writing.
Excellent.
We don't know anything about it other than it's legitimately the story about how these people who do Space Force have to Space Force. Like, it's like, essentially the movie's going to be, I'm assuming, the footage of the president announcing Space Force. And then someone coming down to an office going, congratulations, you've all been promoted to the Space Force, like, branch of the military. And they're like, what does that mean? And they're like, that's your job to figure out, and that's the movie. It's like, what is our job?
Yes.
What do we do?
Watch Independence Day a few times.
Yeah. Or it's legitimately they're already in the throes of figuring stuff out, and they all just come to work going like, can we just not do work? Do we have to work?
So it is a comedy.
It is definitely going to be a comedy.
Yes.
With the writer from The Office, definitely. If it was Steve Carell, I'd be like 50-50, because every once in a while he does that like, heartwarming type film sort of thing. This one's definitely
legitimately
gearing towards the comedy center of things. So
looking forward to that. I guess we'll see. What
Space Force?
Where are they getting the money down south for the Space Force when they don't have?
Well, they're not paying anybody. So they got lots of money.
That's not how money works. That's not how shutdowns work.
Well, if I don't pay you, I have lots more money.
But then they have to give it back to the people after.
No. From what I've read, actually, from some of the other government shutdowns, because, this happens, government shuts down, but it takes a long time for all of that pay to go through.
Well.
Like, there's people who go without a paycheck for, like, half a year to, like, 9 months. And it's like... And it's all well and good, like, air traffic controllers from Edmonton started sending pizzas down to, like, other... And it's like, that's all well and good. These people can't afford rent. Yeah.
My heart goes out to all the guys that are down there that I have to go through this.
Oh, yeah.
It just sucks. It just sucks.
They had some guy did, like, a sped up video of the line at one of the airports to get to the security line. Ugh. Not the security line, but the line to get to the security line, and it was almost out the front door of the airport.
And this is just the like soapbox and stuff. But, like, apparently TSA agents are some of the lowest paid government staff.
And not now, they really are, because they're not getting paid.
Yeah, well, exactly. But like, and of all of them, they don't. It's not great.
I know who we should not pay: the people who are supposed to check to make sure nothing dangerous gets on a flight.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, they found a firearm a couple weeks ago.
Now's the time.
Apparently.
Jeepers creepers.
Now's the time to bring your Kinder Surprises.
Yeah, start smuggling them over.
Kinder Surprises.
They ain't gonna care. They're gonna be like, it's chocolate. Go.
It's got a little toy in it. Cool.
Yeah, choke those kids.
Yeah, the kids are gonna eat the eggs whole. It's fine. It's cool.
Every time the Kinder Egg thing comes up, I'm always so confused because in my brain we get them here in Canada.
Everywhere else.
I've never taken a Kinder Egg as a kid because I got them. Like at Easter, I'd get a Kinder Egg.
It's advertised. There's a toy in there.
1, on the thing it says, "Hey, there's a toy inside the egg." 2, the commercial shows how to open the egg. 2, when you open the the foil, not plastic, but the foil off of the egg, there is clearly a seam that is meant to crack the egg open. 2,
eat it all.
The egg is fairly large. Like, I have a big mouth.
Eat it all.
I would have a hard time. Oh.
Dead.
Like, if you're literally opening a chocolate egg and going, "This is clearly an egg that I can stuff into my mouth all in one go," you're going to choke regardless.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video for that. I'm sure there's a YouTube video, like a parody of, like, why is this bad? This can't be that bad. Oh, God!
But there's never, like, in my mind... Kinder has never been that dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Like, I could open
Dangerous!
I could open them as a 6-year-old and know what was going on.
Dangerous. Half the time they open by themselves anyways. The chocolate was already cracked.
Well, there's something inside. It's a good thing this was cracked, so I knew I wouldn't eat it. Safe. As
opposed to, what, this is a whole chocolate egg? I could eat this all in one bite.
I think can. If that thing was full, you're choking regardless.
I just want to see a parody.
It's like a ball gag at that point.
Yeah.
Solid chocolate ball gag.
Think about it like a 6-year-old, though.
Solid chocolate ball gag.
So you want to sell a chocolate ball... That's the problem. They don't want to sell ball gags to 6-year-olds. That's
innocent.
There's a separate issue here.
On that note...
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching us today.
On the Barrel Newscast.
Yeah. Give us about 5 minutes.
We're going to switch to the Barrel Roll post-credit show where we talk about games and movies and...
other sort of nerd stuff we've done.
Things we've done over the past week or so.
Yes, sir.
So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned when we get the hamsters recombobulated.
We'll be here.
Yes, check us out at barrelrollnews.com. While you're waiting,
there's social media sites out there. If you're watching YouTube,
yes,
hit that like button.
If you're
smash it.
No, just click it once.
Smash it. And Everyone is here, so let's just smash
the
it.
Bell button.
Smash the button.
Yeah, and then if you're on Twitch, do the same thing, like and follow. We don't have a subscribe button. There's no you can follow us.
We're not that cool yet.
We're almost that cool.
We're not that cool.
We're almost that cool.
I don't know.
So check us out. Either way, do all of that stuff. We'll see you in about 5. Bye.